Okay, we're in the middle of something. Let's recap where we're up to. We saw Rev Huna said a din that in the Mishnah where a shomer wants to go ahead, he'd rather pay than make a shvur. If in fact they find the ganef afterwards, and even if he said Rabbi Yochan's chiddush, even he says he's going to pay, right? He's kind of the kefil. It says Rav Huna on one condition, he's got to make a shvur that ain't a b'shusi, because maybe the guy's got a good idea. You know what? You got something he wants. He's going to go ahead say you know what, something happened to it, and he's going to say, well, you chayv to pay. He goes, you know what? I'm not going to pay you. I'm not going to swear. I'll pay you. To avoid that, he makes a shvur. Good. That was Rav Huna's statement. We brought in a brisa yesterday, a long-winded brisa. And from that brisa, we're going to ask a question. There were 4 cases, right? The case that we need, guys, is case number 2. Okay, there's 4 cases. The case we need is case number 2. So there's a malva and a loiva. They both agree the halva was $100. They both agree the halva was $100. There was a mashkin. The malva lost it and claims the mashkin was only worth 50. You still owe me 50. Still owe me 50. If the loiva says it was worth 100, I owe you nothing. No, sure, he's kaifer b'kol. I don't owe you anything. If, however, he says it was worth 75, he says it's worth 75, so he's made, he still owes him 25, then he has to swear. And the latter case was where the loan was for 100, he claims the mashkin was 200, he says the mashkin was 100, or he says the mashkin is 125. In that case, then the shvur is on the malva. Okay. Says the Gemara that they made the shvur, they put the shvur on the malva. Which case? It can't be case number 4. Again, the shvur is in 2 and 4. Can't be number 4 because it is by the malva. He's the one that he's way to mix us. So it must be case number 2. What's our concern in case number 2? What's our concern? That he goes ahead and he says it's worth X amount. This guy goes ahead and produces it and shows him that he's a liar. So he's going to passel him for edus and everything. So to avoid him going ahead and passing it, he has to make a shvur in a b'shus. He has to go ahead and make the shvur of moedim mixas. Fred the Gemara kasha. If he has to swear he doesn't have it, what are you worried about? There's nothing to worry about. So let's pick it up over there. Okay. The imisa lamed hey amid aleph. The imisa the Rav Huna. And if Rav Huna is correct that you have to make a shvur she'ein b'shusi, even the mishtaba malva she'ein b'shusai, once the malva swears that he doesn't have it, hechi matzim afikla. What are you worried about? Why would he have to make a shvur she'ein b'shusi? After all, what are you worried about? So Amarava, you know why? You don't have to make a shvur. Sheyesh eidim shenisrafa. You have eidim that it was burnt. There's eidim that, so therefore it's unnecessary to make the shvur in a b'shusi. If it's speaking where the eidim saying it was burnt, mehechi ma'isala. Where's he gonna bring it out from? So let the malva make the shvur. Let the loiva make the shvur. Keep the shvur, keep it by the loiva. Ella Amar Rabbi Yosef, Ella Lashon Charata, a different teretz. Sheyesh eidim shenignava. You now have eidim shenisrafa, which would make it not in this world. Yesh eidim shenignava. Now, what's the difference? Nignava, it's in the world, it's just not here. Nisrafa is Nishtag Gansen. So now, Saif, if you're telling me there's eidim that was stolen, why in the world can't the loiva make the shvur? Why does the malva have to make the shvur? Mehechem Aisila. Where's the malva going to bring it from? We know that it's not in this rishus because you have eidim to that fact, right? So why he's making the malva make the shvur, because if the loiva makes the shvur and the malva produces it, he's going to passel the loiva. Where's he going to produce it from, guys? It's a little cheshbon over here. Again, the shvur. There's 2 shvuros over here. There's shvur moedim mixes and the shvur she'ein b'shusi. Okay, so the shvur she'ein b'shusi is you don't have to make it. We have eidim that it's stolen. Good. And who still swears the moedim mixes? The malva. Fred the Gemara, why is the malva swearing? What is its concern? That the loiv is going to swear, it's by him, he's the one that made the mixes, he's going to swear and you're going to produce it. You're not going to produce it, it's not here. So leave the mixes by the malva where it belongs, right? Where the loiva, by the loiva where it belongs. That's the Gemara's kasha.
They also, you won't have this problem. They didn't say they saw chesed and they see how much it's worth also, right?
But they didn't say that. They didn't say that. You don't have aidus on the amount, right? Now it says no. Now, so mehechi ma'isla, and for Gemara the Torah ma'isila. You know what? You worried. You keep the shvu by the malva. You worried the malva is going to go ahead, trouble himself, and find the ganef. Ihachi ki mishtaba malva nami litrach loiva v'leise. Let's reverse it now. So if you're concerned that the malva can show up with it, right? Then the loiva is going to passel the malva. The loiva is going to passel the malva. So bishlema malva. I'll tell you why you're not worried. Bishlema malva yoda man ka'ayel v'nafi b'beisei. Chances are you know who the ganef's going to be. Chances are you know who the ganef's going to be. He knows who went into his house. You know who came. You know, I still remember as a young married man, someone gave me salt and pepper, silver little salt and pepper things. I had a guest for Shabbos, and somewhere along the line, I never saw it again. And it turned out this guy was a con man. It turned out this fellow, he ended up being a con man. It's very interesting. He had changed his name, and again, it was Baruch Hashem. I didn't have any. It was, but I'm saying it happens. I know who did it. What? It was. It's being recorded now. Anyway, so
Thanks for watching the there. Thanks for on the case.
Right.
These are the OG comments.
And anyway, so the chances are you're going to figure out who it is. But the loiva has no clue. He has no clue what's in the malbus. That's they probably could take it. Ela loiva mi yoda man ayel v'nafik b'beisei the malva. He doesn't know. Okay, so that's one teretz, guys. One teretz, right? The kasher is if you have to make a shuveni b'shusi, why are you worried that he's going to produce it? Says the Gemara, because you don't have to make a shuveni b'shusi because it was stolen. But in a normal case, you have to make a shvua. Abaya Omar gezeir shem yitoin v'yoyim aloi acha shvua mitzasiyah. You know what you're worried about? Why you have to make a shvua? They need b'shusi. So you have to make the shvua because what's he going to say? He's not going to. If he doesn't make the shvua, and then the loiva swears, then by the way, I found it, right? So therefore, that's what you're worried about, and therefore, what he has to swear in b'shusi to avoid all complications. Swear in b'shusi. Rav Ashi Amar ze nishba v'ze nishba. No, it's not like you thought. You thought that this going on, the making the shvur ma'adim mitzvahs. No, the ma'adim mitzvahs is always going to be about a loiva. Ze nishba v'ze nishba. So what does it mean? Ze nishba sheni b'shusa like Rav Huna. The malva swears he doesn't have it. V'ze and the loiva nishba kama yeshava. So what does the Gemara when the Gemara asked guys on the Amid Beis, right? And the Gemara said when the Gemara said mi nishba, the Gemara asked guys on the Amid Beis mi nishba, and the Gemara answered misha pekad and etzlei, right? Now you tell me not like that. Says the Gemara, no, come on. Mi nishba tchila. Who swears first? Who swears first? Malva nishba tchila. You know why? Shemi Yeshava zed. He's made them mixas v'yotzi les bikadin. Okay, so far we have three terutzim. We have Rav's teretz that it's speaking where it was burnt, and we said that doesn't work because if it's burnt, why are you worried he's gonna produce it? Keep the shvur by the loiva. We have Rabbi Yosef fine-tuning it and saying that what it was stolen, not that it was burnt, but it was stolen. Right. And if it was stolen, so why are you worried it's going to show up? Because the loiva is Malva is going to trouble himself to go and get it. Abaya says the reason why you make a shua sheni b'shusi because they were that if once he's made the mitzvah, then he'll go ahead and say, oh, by the way, I found it. Rav Ashi says no. Zen nishba is not going on Moedim Mixas. The loiv is always going to make the shua. In the first two terutzim, guys, the malva is making the shua. Rav Ashi is saying no. The loiva, case number 2, the loiva where he says it's worth 75, and then you're claiming I owe you 25, right? The loan was 100, I owe you 25. It's still by the loiva. So what do you mean? Mi nishba, mi yishapakad netzloi. Who swears first? You know who swears first? The malva swears first. Why? To ensure that when the loiva swears, right, exactly afterwards that he's moida, that it shouldn't show up, and you're going to passel the loiva. That's Rav Ashi Lamdish teretz. Not a very, very nice teretz. Okay? Zen nishba tchila. Again, just go back to the Amid Beis. I want to show you, stick it in the words, guys. You see the Taisvis. Shalom and Isha. Go parallel to that. Go down 2 lines. At the end of the line, it says, "Mi nishba," who swears, Mi shapakadin etzloi. And now, until now, we've been teaching it. Who swears the shvua moedim miktsas? The malva. Why? Kashema. Why? But yishbazeh. Maybe the loiva will swear. The yotzi alas bikadin, and the malva would take it out. So we put it on the malva. That's the way we learned, and that's the way Rava learned, and that's the way Abaya learned, and that's the way Rabbi Yosef learned. Comes along Rav Ashi and says, "Beautiful." No, you're always going to keep the shvua moedim miktsas by the loiva. That's where it belongs. He claimed 100, he made it 75, making the shvua. When it says mi nishba tchila, of the two shvuas, the shvua of moedim miktsas, that's by the loiva, and the shvua she'ena b'shusay, that's by the malva. Mi nishba tchila, mi shapakadin etzlai. The malva is going to make the shvua first. Why? To ensure that after the loiva makes the shvua, he doesn't pop out when he goes, "Oh, you said this was 75. Look, it's worth nothing." Okay, beautiful. Rav Huna bar Tachlifa B'Shmei the Rav Amar Reisha the Seifa Tiyuftel Rav Huna. The Reisha of the Seifa is the Tiyuftel Rav Huna. Okay, now let's go. What's the Reisha of the Seifa? There was a loan. Loan was $100. They admitted. The loiva claims the mashkin was $200. The malva says it was $100. You don't owe me anything. Why? Because I lost the mashkin and it covers the loan, but he's kaifa b'kol. He's really claiming 200, the loiva. He's claiming he lost mashkin worth 200. And he's saying, no, it's 100. That's a shver to Rav Huna. What does Rav Huna say? You have to swear Eina B'Shusi, right? So now, says the Gemara, Rav Huna bar Tachlifa Mishvei the Rabbi, Reisha the Seifa, case number 3. Is a tiyuftel Rav Huna. Seller, he'll be sani alav. A seller, I borrowed on it. Shtayim hayashava, and the mashkin was worth 200. V'hala Omar, and the Malva says, loy, kiel a seller, he'll be sicha alav. A seller, I lent you the money. And seller hayashava, and the mashkin was only worth a seller. Potter, the Malva is potter from a shvua because he's kaifa b'kol. Vim isa lid Rav Huna, that he has to make a shvua she'ena b'shusi. Migu di mishtava malva she'ena b'shasoi l'shtava nami al gilgul shvua kama hayashava. Guys, we learned Masech the Saita. We learned kedushin. We learned the concept of gilgul shvua. If you're not chayiv a shvua, but you are chayiv another shvua, you can megalgal the other thing. So you can't. But over here, you've been kaifa b'kol. You're not chayiv a shvua, right? But bottom line is, since you're chayiv shvua and b'shusi, be megalgal another shvua exactly what it was worth. Be megalgal, and you don't. You see, you don't. Why don't you? Because it must be there's no shvua. It must be there is no shvua. The lam d'shakasha. The lam d'shakasha. Says Rashi, a gilgul shvua. The taina she'ein b'shvua im taina she'esh b'shvua. If a person makes a claim that doesn't have a shvua with a claim of that does have a shvua, milgalgan alav shvua will roll in a shvua lishava al shteyem to swear on both. The gilgul shvua deraisa he b'kedushin. And the fact that you're saying it's partner in case number 3, which is the Reisha of the Seifa, is an upshlag on Rav Huna who says there's an existing shvua of Eina B'Shusi, and there isn't. There can't be. Why? Because he's saying a partner. And if there was one, you'd be Magalgal. I'm Rav Ashi. I'm Rosh Shmaitza Kamei Rav Kahana V'Amali Tehei B'Aminai. You know why he doesn't have to make a shvua Eina B'Shusi? Because the guy says, I trust you. The loiva trusts him. The loiva trusts him. In other words, really there is a shvua. And really, the reason you pata is it's a nukimta. It's speaking with the loiva to hebim aminai that the loiva trusts him. Rashi says, "Hadik tani pata bit mamina loiva lemalva sheina b'shusay." That he says you pata from a shvua is because the loiva believes. This is not a court imposed shvua, guys. This is not shvua sashayimrim. It's not shvua shalosh pashaba. Not shvua shalosh shalach bayad. It's a shvua, you don't have it. It's just again, if he says, I trust you, that you don't have it, it's good. That's fine. It's fine. So when it's really, the halach is like Rav Huna. Really, you could impose a shvua on him if the loiv is makbid. And therefore, if he was makbid, you'd have the malva making another shvua. What's it speaking about? You say pata? Because the loiva believes the malva. The loiva believes the malva. Okay, good. Teiva mina. Okay, if the loiva believes the malva so much, Why is the Malvis swearing a shvur made of mixes in case number 4? Let's go through case number 4, guys. Again, case number 4. 100 was the loan. Loiva says 200 was the mashkin. Says the malva, the mashkin was 125. In other words, I'm admitting it's more than the loan that I owe you 25. He's made of a mixas. But one second, if you're telling me that the loiva believes the malva that it's not his b'shusai, why don't you say that he believes him how much it was worth? Good, it's advice to the Geshua, but let him believe it, how much it was worth. Again, once. Huh? Okay. Okay. So now, guys, what's the kasha? Fellas, you with me? Fellas, you with me with the cheshbon? He believes him in case number 3, but he doesn't believe in case number 4. He believes in that you don't have extra and b'shusi. So why does he believe in how much it's worth? I trust you so much. So I'll trust you to say it's 1.25, not 200. Says the Gemara. There's a big difference. It wasn't by him. Who had the mash? Who this mashkin? Who did it belong to, guys? The leiva. He had it. It's been in the family for years. It was his family heirloom. To secure his loan, he gave it to the malva. How long did the malva have it? Could have had it for 5 minutes, right? The reason he doesn't believe him, he goes, you don't have it long enough to know what it's worth. I know what it's worth. So therefore, even though I believe you as a falesticha person, and I believe you think you're telling me the truth, I don't question you. I think you think it's 1.25, but I know you don't have it there long enough to ascertain exactly what it's worth. You didn't have it there long enough. Okay, now let's reverse it. The nehemni malva l'loive, the kimla begave, right? So let's go to the other area. So it was by you. So why in case number 2 is he swearing, right? How much it's worth? The malva should believe the loiva that it's worth 100, not worth 50 in case number 2. Says the malva doesn't mean the loiva. So loiva mekayim techila. Okay, now here's a pasuk, guys. This is a pasuk. The pasuk is an interesting pasuk. It says, Tumas Yishorim Tanchem, V'selach Boigdim Yishadem. You want the art scroll translation? I'll give it to you. The perfection of the Yishorim leads them. What it means is the bottom line. Tumas means Lashon Tom. You're a Falestach guy. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu blesses you. So this guy is Falestach guy, the Malva, and therefore he's been blessed with money. He has money. He has money. The self boigdim yishadem. How about this one? The perseverance of traders will plunder them. Meaning, you're a poor schnook and you have to go ahead and come into alva. You're not in a good place. So it makes sense that the loiva will believe the malva because the sun shines upon him, and the malva is not going to be the loiva because what? Because things are not so good in Sayreville. I thought we revisit Sayreville. Okay. For those who have Bekias in blog, Yomi. Anyway, so here we go. By Mekayim Leva Malva, Tumas Yishorim Tanchem. In other words, if the sun is shining upon you, you're good. The Malva's got bucks, the Leva believes him. Malva Mekayim Beloiva, and the Malva, by not believing in the Leva, is Mekayim, the Sel of Boigdim Yishadim. Okay, very Geshmak Gemara. Another, this Gemara is a classic Gemara. This is Kipi. Kipi is a nose ring. Doc, you have nose rings. People live with nose ring. What? You used to have? Yeah. You had one, yeah. We'd like to believe you. Hahu Gavra. There was this individual, the Afkid Kipi Gabi Chave. He entrusted these nose ring to his friend. So Amarle, so the owner of the keepim of the ring said, Havli Kipi. He said, give me my Kipi. I want it back. Amarle, so the Shema said, Lo Yadana Hechi Asvin. I don't know where I put them. I think you should get yourself another Shema. I don't know where I put them. So let's look at Rav Nachman. Amalei Kol Lo Yadana. Anyone who doesn't know where he put them, Pshiyasahi. He's Pashaya. So this guy must be a Shema Chinam. You know, because Shema Chinam is even a Shema Chinam. So he's Chai B'Pshia. Zil Shlim, go pay. Anyway, Lo Shlim, he didn't pay. Azra Rav Nachman. Rav Nachman was the Akif in Bavel. He was the He was the son-in-law of Reish Galusa. He was the expert. He said like Shmuel in Dinei Maminis. What did he do? Azar of Nachman Agbela Padnemine. He collected a house from him. Collected a house. So okay, you want that? You're not going to pay up? Guess what? Pay up the house. Good. Now, is this like our Mishnah shtickle, guys? Guys, is this a shtickle like our Mishnah? Shileim v'loy ratzah l'shalem. Shileim v'loy ratzah l'shava. So this is similar. He didn't want to pay up, but he took the money, right? Now, if you find the keepim, whose rishus is it in? Does it belong to the shiner, or does it revert back to the owner? After all, the shiner paid up with a house. He paid up with a house. So the soif ishtakach kipi, they found in those rings the yaker, and they had gone up in price significantly. So in other words, there could have been golden rings or platinum rings or titanium rings. I doubt it. And they went up in price. They skyrocketed. So what happens now? What does the Shema want? Shema says, great, keep the house, I'll keep the rings. I guess the house in those days were not in Brooklyn, right? They said, great, I got the rings, I'm happy. I paid for it, and now it's mine. I paid for the object, and I got the kefil, correct? That's the Tzushtel to our Mishnah. Good? Anyway, Amrav Nachman, Hadra Kipi L'Marayu, you go ahead, return the keep him to the owner, the Hadra upon the Lamara, and he'll return it to you. Okay? In other words, whatever you didn't get the extra money. Amar Rava, says Rava, this is a Gavaldi Gemara, Rabbi Avi. Avi Yasivna Kamei de Rav Nachman. I was sitting in front of Rav Nachman, and lo and behold, Upirkin a mafkid have. We were learning a mafkid, mamish at that time. Mamish at that time, he was learning. It's interesting. In Perak HaMafkid, you're saying we're learning Perak HaMafkid. It's not something, it's a rare occurrence. So, in other words, they were holding in the sugya. So, you know what he asked them? Everything that you would ask me. I said to him, if you pay and he doesn't want to swear, who gets the kefil? The shayma, right? So what over here? The guy he didn't want to swear. He ended up paying. And so he should keep the kipi. So that's what Ravi asked Rav Nachman. So why are you making him return it? So V'shapa, and then guess what? Lo yahadali. Rav Nachman didn't even bother giving him an answer. You know what that means? Then kash, that means like then right.
You have a great kash is not even Rashi.
Right. It means that like the moilid, like the moilid is 57 minutes, 7 chalakim after 10. Okay, good. There you go. The Shabbat Avid lo yahadali. And it's a good thing he didn't go ahead and answer me. My timer, pasam le achchi lebeidina. You know what over there? Do you know why the guy was marking the kefil? He made a reason. Guys, chas v'sholom, you're in a fender bender. The guy says, take $500, don't bother me. What do? You take $500. And you know what insurance is? It's to go through insurance and everything. Once a bird in the hair, or two in the bush. You got it, right? So guess what? You didn't make you go to Besdin, make a shvur, go through the whole baloo. You went ahead and you gave me the bucks. Guess what? You know what I told you? You can have the kefil. That's when you weren't matriach me to go to Besdin. But what happened over here? So, but Mahasam actually Dina, Hacha, actually Dina. In other words, Rav Nachman obviously matriach go to Besdin, so there's no way in the world the guy's going to be mocking you to kipi. So therefore, it says Rava. It's a good thing Rav Nachman. In other words, Rava figured out why his kasha was not a kasha. Rava figured out the difference between his case where they went to Besdin and Rav Nachman had he forced the guy to go to Besdin, and Rav Nachman had to give his psak, right? Rather than not going to Besdin and just making everything squeaky clean by, hey, you pay, great, I got my Karen, I'm happy. Baruch Hashem. Good answer. The Gemara now digresses, guys. Here's the guy. Guys, here's the shayla. Outside. When Besdin collects something and gives it to you, but it's not the initial thing that you wanted. Classic. You're owed $10,000. The guy doesn't give you $10,000, but he gives you a property that's worth $10,000. Now, if he gets the $10,000, can he get his property back? Or do we say that no, that property is paid for the loan and you don't have to return it? This is called shumar, whether shumar hadar or loy hadar. Shuma is a lashon evaluation, a property that was something that was evaluated for Bezdin in lieu of something else. So in this case, this apadna that you went ahead and you evaluated in lieu of the kipi, correct? What did Rav Nachman say? Hadar kipi v'hadar apadna. So we see here, what does Rav Nachman hold? That shuma hadar, that when something replaces something else, right? And it's not the initial thing, it's not the kipi. In this case, it's the apadna, you return it. So the Gemara makes that diak, and then we digress till the Mishnah to discuss the din of shuma. Then we, not shock, right? Just, we don't.
What happens to that property, by the way, Yovel? Should we think if they give the peasant gives you that property, they go back to the original owner?
What is that? It only doesn't go back to the original owner if he fails to be pointed after Kiddush, after be Magdash it. Of course, we'll go back to the original owner. It doesn't, again.
Says
The-
10,000 is better.
What?
$10,000 is better than. I'm not losing 10,000.
Again, it depends what you want. Bottom line is, here it is. Remember the Savra Nachman the Shuma Hadar. You mean to tell me that Nachman says Shuma is Hadar, and we're going to see in a second, guys. Shuma is right. We're going to see what the lach is. Shani Hasan the Shuma b'toisu. The Kohabi keeping meikara. Guys, this was a mistake. What's the mistake? If you go foreclose on a loan, you don't have money. In other words, you don't have money. So we can view it as a sale. The guy now sold you the land in lieu of the loan. Over here, he had to keep them all along. He just what? Didn't know where they were. So it was a shum b'tois. So therefore, it could be Rav Nachman says shuma loy hadar. And normally he would not take back the apadna, the house. The reason he took back the house over here because it never was a foreclosure in the first place. Why? Because he had to keep you all along. Ami na'adoi shuma hadar. Says na'adoi shuma, you do go back. Atresa yarkishasa, you have until 12 months. In other words, if you in my scenario, you have 12 months to come up with $10,000 to buy back your property. I'm from Nadoi, Vesvirali Shuma Hadal Oilam. The Hilchasa Shuma Hadal Oilam, Shenemar, Vasisa Hayashav Hatoiv. Do the right thing. Vasisa Hayashav Hatoiv, you should do the right thing. That's do the right thing. In other words, the guy he really wanted, he didn't want the land to take away. He wanted to pay you much. He didn't have cash. He has cash now. Do the right thing eventually and give it back to him. Now, Pshita, that Shamalei Lebal Chayv, he went ahead. Let's say you have Ruvain, and Ruvain was the Malva. Shimon owed him money. Shimon ended up losing his land, and Ruvain got the land. Now, Shimon will be able to go ahead and buy it back, correct? At any time. However, Ruvain had a Bal Chayv. The Shamal Bal Chayv Diday, and Ruvain couldn't pay up his Bal Chayv, Levi, and Levi took the land. So now, Amina le adif at migarvadas mina. We tell if Shimon now comes to Levi to get the land, he can, because again, you're not any better. And just like Ruvain could have bought the land back from you, so Shimon gets the land back. However, let's say Ruvain, who got the land, would then Zavna would sell it. He didn't pay off a chayv to Levi. He sold it to Levi. Or if Ruvain dies and Ursa and his children inherit it, or V'yavim matana, or Levi gets it as a matana. So again, Levi gets the land one of three ways: either through a sale, or through, let's say, he was the son of Ruvain, and again, Ruvain got it as a shuma, or because it's a matana. It's given to us a matana. In all those cases, vaday hani meikora adaiti the arinachis, belav adaiti the zuzei nachis. They never had shaykhs to halva guys. They weren't taking this land in lieu of what? In lieu of money. They took it, land is land. In that case, they don't have to give it back. So if you receive a shuma, a land that had been in lieu of cash, right? And that normally that the person Vasis Vayov can go ahead and buy back. They have no din of Vasis Vayov to give it back to you. They received it as land. The second one, Levi, who received it as a sale or as a Yerush or as what is a Makabel Matana. In all those cases, they wouldn't have to give it back. Okay. Now we know that guys, that's nichsei miloig, that a woman brings into marriage. She keeps the guf of the karka, and the husband gets the payers, right? And the husband gets the payers. So now, Shamalei Isa, the woman was owed money, and the person foreclosed and gave her karka. Gave her karka. She has karka now. The in Siva, and now she gets married, and the guy wants it back. Can he get it back from the husband.
Because those
Oh,
are his rights in the-
Right. And again, from the Isha, she certainly can get it back. But let's say the woman dies. But here's the case. Here's the case, guys. There's two cases. The case number one. Woman, she's the Malva. She's the Malva. She's owed money. The person foreclosed. She collected karka. Now she dies. And the guy shows up and he wants to buy the land back from the husband. Now, you would have bought it back from the wife, you could have. If you view him as a Yairish, then the land, he'd have to give it back. If, on the other hand, you view him as a Leikeach, someone who bought the land, he doesn't. And that's the din. The Baal Benichsa Isha Leikeach Have, and therefore, when she dies, it's like he bought the land from her, and therefore what? He bought the land when they got married early on, and therefore what? He doesn't have to return it. That's when she receives the land. Or the karka was collected from the Isha, right? It was collected from the Isha. Now the husband's going to want to buy it back. So now, in Siva, and she gets married, Umeis, and she dies. Baal Menichsa Isha Leikeach Have. Baal Menichsa is considered Leikeach. Therefore, Loi Mahadar, you don't have to, he doesn't have to return it for cash. Nor do you have to not return it to him. If she had foreclosed and lost the land, right, he can't collect it. It's like cash. So either way, guys are good. Adin and Shuma. Continue. Usha was on the place the Sanhedrin came to after the Gullus. Why? Because he has lekeach rishain. Guys, if she in land, he would get first dibs because he's considered lekeach rishain. So what do you see? He's lekeach. It was lekeach. We said the din of Shuma does not apply. Shuma Hada does not apply. Now, Agbi ihu b'chayva, right? Let's say he collected as his chayv. Says Rashi, le'el mahadar gabi Shuma kloimar im loy shemu bezdin in the milval kol choysha loiva. Bezdin didn't go ahead and get involved. The komle mi'atzmoi v'letriach ledin. Guess what? I owe you $10,000. I don't have it. Here's land. Bezdin didn't shots it up. There was no shtar written. There was no achraza. There was none of the legal rigmarole of Bezdin. Nothing. In other words, they didn't go to Bezdin. The guy on his own said, "Listen, I don't have money. Here, take the land." So Agbe ihu b'chayvai. He collected b'chayv because the guy said he foreclosed, gave him his property. Pli yibar ravacha of Ravina. I keep on saying foreclosed. It's really default on the loan. Foreclosed on a property. I keep on using the wrong. Default on the loan. Now, so Ravacha Ravina chadam hadra that he could get it back. V'chadam alei hadra. In other words, how do you view it when he gave it over willingly? Mandam alei hadra, you don't get it back. Savar. It's like he sold it to you. Because he collected it with his own das. It wasn't forced by Bezdin. Guys, when Bezdin forces it, he doesn't want to give it up. He doesn't want to give up. He doesn't have what to pay you. Bezdin forces him. It's against his will that he's giving you this property. But over here, he willingly gave it to you. So I can view it as a sale. And the din of a sisa v'yasher tov doesn't apply by a sale. And therefore, loy hadra. In this case, even if he comes up with the money, you don't have to give it back to him. That's one manda amar. Umandi Amar Hadra, and the one who says no, it's no different. Sava loizvinam ali. It's not a good zvina. The haida agbe midaite. Why did he go ahead? Why did he do it willingly without going to Bezdin? Right, the agbe. He was embarrassed to go through the whole rigmarole of Bezdin. He didn't want to, but not that he wanted to sell it to you. He just didn't want to go through the legal fees with the tie and this, that, and the next thing. So he gave it to you, but he always had in mind that if he got the money, he would buy it back. That's the one who says that hadra, that it's no different than a regular shuma. Now, at which point in time can the shuma, the person who gets it, eats payra? So we have three opinions. Rav Amar Mechimatia Drachta Liyadeh. When he gets the Shtara Drachta is that we saw it in Baba Kama, you can go to you can go to a Bezdin, you can go to a Bezdin says, go look for his property. Go look for his property. When he gets that Shtara Drachta, at that point in time, he's able to go ahead and eat the payris if they find the property retroactively. You know, it's guys, let's say he gets it on Tuesday and he finds it a month later, retroactively, he would get the payris to Tuesday. Good. Abaya Amar Eda B'chsum Zaychaloi, whatever it's dated. even before he gets to his hand. This is the biggest chumrah, or in this case, the kula, right? Depending who it is, right? Because he would get it, he would get it as soon as what? As the Edom sign. Rav Amar, when they go ahead and complete the days of the Achrazasa, that's when they complete the days of, this is the latest man, where they call out how, bids, they start taking bids, and this is the auction. So that's the dinner of Shuma. Okay. This is a very interesting Mishnah. Someone goes ahead and he leases a para from his friend. He rents a para. And v'hishilo acher, he goes ahead and he lends it to someone else. We'll get into the sugya of how can in a shul v'shul hashil in ritzoniship acher. We'll get to that in tomorrow's daf. But for today's daf, everything is clear cut, no problem. Go ahead and do it. So he goes ahead, he rents a para, and he lends it to somebody else. Umesa kidarka, and it dies. That's called an oinus. What's a seicher, guys? At most, a shemesacher. At most, machlokes, right? At most, he's a shemesacher. At most, is he part of mesa? Absolutely, he's part of mesa. Is a shoyel chayiv mesa? Absolutely. So there's a chayiv here by who? By the shoyel. Now, who does the shoyel pay? Who does the shoyel pay? Does he pay the seicher, or does he pay the owner of the animal? What? He swears his pot is off the hook. He just made some money on somebody else's cheshbon. Right? That's what this is a classic Mishnah. So what happens? Yishava hasaycha shemesa gedarka. He says it's an oinus. So the soicher swears to the owner of the para, I'm potter. After all, an oinus happened. And the shoyel yishalim the and the shoyel is going to go ahead and pay the seicher. Legally, yeah. Any problem with this? What? Someone messed over is lashon haki. No, it was mesa, mis gedarka. That's why it says gedarka. Now, Amram Yaisi, how's it possible for this guy to make money in another one's cheshbon? Ella, tax the par labayla. What do? You return the pipe. What? The owner gets it back. Okay. Now, be aware that the Tanakama is the Rabbanan, the Chachamim, the Tanakama. Okay, so guys, let's get the case clear. So, guy, you have a soicher and a shoyel. Good. You have an owner of the animal. The owner of the animal either is getting messed over or not. According to the Tanakama, he's out. He gets a shvua from the seicher. It patters him. Shoyel, I'm out of the picture. And now the seicher says, I just made a few bucks. Says Rabbi Yossi, no, wait, this can't sign. You can't go ahead and make money on someone else's cheshbon. You can't make money on someone else's cheshbon. And therefore what? And therefore, you're going to have to pay the balapara. Amalei Rav Yidi bar Rav Labai, Michti. Seicher b'may koinel hay para. How did when the seifer koined this para, that he's the owner of the para? B'shvua. It's the shvua that he makes what? That I'm off the hook. The name alei maskul the seicher. Let the owner of the animal say to the seicher, "Dal ant v'dal shvuasech." I don't need you. I don't need your shvua. Let me go deal with the shoyel. And I'll deal. Let's cut out the middleman. You're the middleman. I'll go directly to the shoyel. So I'm alei. He's not kind with the shvua. Mishas misa hudekani. He's kind of when the animal dropped dead. At that point in time, and therefore he can't say, keep your shvua because the shvua has nothing to do with it. And what's the reason for the shvua then? They lahefis tight to shabal abayis. In this case, it's not going to work. But in order to be mefis dal abayis, that's the whole reason. I'm potter. Meaning, kind means it's mine. What does mine mean? I'm potter. I'm potter from paying. Good. Why am I potter from paying? Because I'm a shlemesacha and this animal died for oinus. That's why I'm potter. So I'm making shvur then. That you should know that, but you know what? That I didn't do anything illegally. Amar Zera. Now this is a very interesting case. Outside. this is according to the Tanakama that the Seicher makes money. This is according to that Tanakama that the Seicher makes money on someone else's cheshbon. So Reuven goes ahead and he rents a cow for 100 days from Shimon. Shimon consequently goes ahead and says, listen, I need the cow. I want to borrow it for 90 and you'll have it rented for 10. Borrow for 90 and rent it for 10. Good. Now it dies. If it would die, so it's the Mishnah. It's the Seich and the Shoyal. It doesn't make a difference that the Shoyal is the owner of the animal. He's still the Shoyal. So therefore, the Seicher could make money on that. And now the Shoyal will be chayiv two things. He'd be chayiv one for the one that died, and to provide one for 10 days afterwards, because from 90 to 100, another one. Let's say they do the same thing again. In other words, after he rented it for 100, he borrowed it for 90, he now re-rents it for 80, and he goes ahead and he lends it out for 70. In other words, you have two of the same scenarios, right? And then it dies. So you can have 4 animals. You can have 2 shalis and 2 schiris. Good. So says the Gemara, that's the easy way of dealing with a very long Rashi, very succinctly. Okay, that's the case. So now, says the Gemara, I'm going to say Ruvain rents it out for 100 days. Shimon, the owner, now goes ahead and borrows it for 90 days. He then rents it out to Reuven again for 80 days. And then he goes ahead and he lends it out for 70 days. The akol shela v'shela mechayiv chada para, and even on schiras he be chayiv to provide. It's only one cow. It's one cow. Show me chayiv one cow. It's one cow that went from 100 to 90, 90 to 80, 80 to 70. It's one cow. So he said, is the para here? The name hachi that he can say, here's the cow. You only have 2 cows. That's it. Why? The 90-day period and the 70-day period is one sheila. And the 100-day period and the 80-day period is schirasi. Right? Achasi, the sheila kani lagami the schiris of it, but you may schirusay mehadve lamara. Go ahead. I read that wrong. V'shum skiris achas. The sheila kani lagami. The sheila is kani completely. The skiris of the bayum of the skirusay umahadli lamara, and you return it to the master. Okay.